Hello, namaste everyone. Har Har Mahadev. Now, today we are going to discuss the transit of Jupiter in the nakshatra of Pushya. Although it has happened already, but because of some important things, I was not able to make this video in time. So I am here today with this analysis, and I hope you find it worth the wait. All right, so let's get started with it. But before that, if you guys are new to my channel, you know you have to subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for your personal readings, please find the link in the description box www.anmolastrology.com. Under the readings and unique reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. For enrolling for online courses, you can refer to the courses section. There are three courses available, two proper courses. One is foundational, one is predictive, and a Prashna seminar. All right. So if you have any queries related to something you want to know regarding astrology, regarding learning, if you're a learner of astrology, please drop me an email at contact.asastrology@gmail.com. All right. So, yeah, let's get started with this analysis of Jupiter in the nakshatra of Pushya. So Jupiter transited in this nakshatra on 18th of June 2026, is going to be there till 19th of August 2026. All right. So I actually wanted to just say two things about this particular transit. I won't take much of your time, but I am going to explain it beautifully. I would want you to also feel that in just two results and the explanation to it. Why I'm saying so? Because first, let me tell you, for if you guys are learning astrology, while you study a planet transiting in a particular nakshatra, the planet which rules that nakshatra also holds the importance. So here, the combination that I understood as soon as I opened the Muhurat chart, I understood that there are straightforward results of this transit. And once we people understand that, we are going to just get the divine blessings of Jupiter, right? So, how do we interpret that? Jupiter is transiting in the nakshatra of Pushya in its exalted sign Cancer. Pushya is ruled by Saturn, which is currently transiting into the zodiac sign of Pisces. It's ninth from where Pushya is. And Jupiter is fifth from where Saturn is. So technically, they are trying to each other while this transit happens. And for some time also, they are going to be trying to each other. So the two things, the two straightforward predictions I wanted to make is first, that this Jupiter is going to test our patience. It is going to make us learn to encounter our patience and then grow beautifully like a flower, like a pushp, what Pushya represents. The second effect is that we people are going to be so focused to expand, to concentrate, to strategize, to achieve one goal regarding wherever the zodiac sign of Cancer is. We will be so concentrated, so focused on that goal that we are going to forget what are the surroundings which actually have a lot of importance for our fulfillment of desires. Like, for example, I think there was a story I can remember. I was in kindergarten, and there was a story that They used to, I don't exactly remember it, but it was something like when a person, suppose, is going on a run, and while the the contestant, the competitor, is basically running a marathon or running a race, they are just concentrated on their goal. But there are surroundings, there are people in the surroundings, and there was one story I remember vaguely, that there was a person who needed help, and that particular contestant just stopped right there, did not forget that yes, he has a race to run, but he helped the person first and then went ahead to fulfill his goal. That's the kind of story and theme we are going to experience, encounter with Jupiter in Pushya. Now, what's the reason behind it? We always, when it comes to astrology, we always ask for reasons, the logics. And rather, I would say, if you want to be a good predictor, you want to learn astrology so as to use it, start asking questions. Start asking why. If you hear something, some prediction from someone, you have to know the logic behind it. You must know the logic behind it. Otherwise, what are you learning? So that's my concept of learning, to be honest. Right? So, why I particularly mentioned this thing to be the theme for this particular duration while Jupiter is in Pushya is because there's a story we all know about. When we hear about Pushya Nakshatra, we know the story of a third party situation, how it mythologically basically unfolded. This is the story of Brihaspati, Tara, and Chandra. And also, we cannot forget Mercury, because this is actually the birth story of Mercury. So Brihaspati, Guru or Jupiter, Brihaspati is responsible for the optimism, for expansion. He's the ultimate guru. He has to do all the rituals, whether it's about birth of someone, whether it's about death of someone, whether it's about anything, wherever a ritual is required. The priest, the guru has to be there. So, Brihaspati was so busy with his duties, with his responsibilities to be performed, with the advices he had to give, with the guidance he has to provide, with the help that he has to do of the people, of his chelas, of his students, and not just students, everyone. He was so busy to help the world that he forgot he had a wife. He forgot he was into a household. He had responsibilities within the home also. That's the reason Jupiter being in Pushya, the greatest lesson we are going to learn is that it's of no use if you are going out and you are helping others, until unless you heal yourself from within, until unless you help the people who are with you. So, what does it make us learn? We cannot take anyone for granted. Wherever the zodiac sign of Cancer is, you cannot ignore anything in regards of that area. If you do, naturally, it's nothing bad Jupiter would do for you, because Jupiter is not it's not the planet which is going to give you the malefic effect, but it is the planet which will not give you the fullest blessings that it has the potential to give. So since Brihaspati was not very much involved, or in a way took granted his household, his responsibility towards the family, Tara was seduced by the charm, the glamour, the, I think, the luster of moon, Chandra. And she eloped with Chandra, had a baby who was Mercury. So that is the reason that we need to concentrate not just on the goal or the good things that we are getting wherever Jupiter has come into the sign of Cancer in your chart, but you also have to balance everything in the surroundings. You must not forget to concentrate on the other things attached to your goal. Because if you don't, there will be obstacles and troubles, and there will be the test of your patience towards achieving your goal in regards of wherever the zodiac sign of Cancer is present. Now, the third thing out of this story, I'm just trying to, it's not the total, like the major two things. We already talked about this, about that. But within this story, the third lesson that we understand is that Jupiter, now, so as to get Tara back, getting Tara back was not his personal conflict only. It was now about his prestige. It was now about his ego as well. Because it was his wife. That's the lesson that we are going to learn with this transit as well. Brihaspati coming into the nakshatra of Pushya rises your arrogance to an extreme level. And since this is a nakshatra ruled by Saturn, your ego, your self-esteem, your exaggeration needs to be grounded. It needs to have a ground. It needs to be balanced. It doesn't have to go overboard. So your ego doesn't have to convert into arrogance. If it does, it is going to give you the instant karma. And that's where the placement of Saturn also comes in. Saturn in Pisces, the reality check, the bursting of your imaginative bubble. So when Brihaspati is in Pushya for these particular months, for this particular duration, almost 2 months, do not exaggerate. Do not try to boast about the area where this Jupiter is, wherever your Cancer falls. Another lesson with this theme, with this whole story. Now, Jupiter has not, Brihaspati doesn't just had to accept Tara back, a woman who was impregnated by some other man. He also had to take care of the illegitimate child, which was Mercury. Although Mercury was in himself very, very powerful because he inherited the beautiful qualities of Chandra and Tara. He was super intelligent. He gained the throne of the Navagraha by himself. But he was taken and provided for by Jupiter because Jupiter accepted Mercury as his son. He had to do that because that was the right thing to do at that moment. Because what would have happened with that child? And since Jupiter is the guru, Jupiter is the one to set the examples for the others. That's how considerate Jupiter is. But what do we get to learn from this? That our actions would have consequences. Even us not being acting upon what requires our action would have repercussions, would have consequences that we have to deal with for a longer period of our life. Because Jupiter couldn't just ignore Mercury, he couldn't just move Mercury away. It was a lifetime responsibility. It was a lifetime responsibility that he took. I don't think any other word is the best word for this. All right. So these are the things we are going to experience while Jupiter is in Pushya Nakshatra. So every action that we do, every action that we did not do, and we took things or people for granted. We took the stability of that house or our responsibilities towards that house for granted, then we are going to get delays in receiving the fruits, receiving the pushp of the Pushya Nakshatra. See, here it doesn't matter whether this nakshatra is positive, whether this nakshatra is negative. Actually, it doesn't matter in astrology itself. That whether a planet is positive, a planet is negative, a planet is in a positive nakshatra or in a negative nakshatra. See, as complex as we being human beings are, same is with planets and them being in different zodiac signs and different nakshatras. It cannot be categorized as totally good or totally bad. Everyone has their strengths, everyone has their weaknesses. It's just our duty to learn our karma attached to it. Learn to what actions need to be done, how things are to be managed. So that's what we are learning here with this video, that with Jupiter being in Pushya, we must remember that these are the things that needs to be done. Because let's talk a little bit about Pushya Nakshatra as well. Pushya Nakshatra lives in the heart of the zodiac sign of Cancer. Pushya Nakshatra symbol is the cow's udder, the milk. It's also the breasts. Wherever you get milk from, it's the cow's udder. The deity is Brihaspati. The planet ruler is Saturn. And Pushya is actually the pushp, the blossom of flowers. Wherever you see beautiful scenic of flowers, that's the recognition of Pushya. So it's a beautiful nakshatra. Beautiful nakshatra. But here, when Jupiter comes here, we must learn that Jupiter is the guru. Jupiter is the one who is going to guide. Jupiter is the one who is going to make you grow, make you expand. So when Jupiter comes into Pushya, we need to understand that this optimism, this expansion, this blessings, this wisdom has to be there with or guided by a strong foundation on the inside. That's what the Saturnian energy with its nakshatra represents. That it must be guided by nourishment, nurturing. So now our lessons are coming in regards of our emotional heart space, our nourishment. This Jupiter in Pushya will make us sacrifice. See, I won't say that Pushya is a nakshatra which is all about nourishment, which is all about all the happy things. Because trust me on this, and many people would agree to me if they have their moon in Pushya, they have very sensitive relationship with the mother, but mother has been very hard to deal with at times. Venus in Pushya, partner will be very hard to deal with at times. At times, Sun in Pushya, Mercury in Pushya, all those living significances are sometime in their life are going to be very rigid and hard to deal with. Why? Because Pushya is the nakshatra of nourishment, of provision, of a lot of expectations also attached to it. And this is the nakshatra of Brihaspati. Moon would know how to react emotionally, but Brihaspati doesn't know how to react emotionally. He just knows that he has the wisdom, he knows what is best for you, and he needs to tell you that. There's no nurturing and emotionally diplomatic way that basically Jupiter knows of. So that's why communication becomes the biggest problem here. Ultimately, you will want the best for the wherever your sign of Cancer is. Even the living significance of that house would want the best for you. But the complication is with the communication. The complication comes with the understanding. People can feel very high-headed of themselves, because of which there's a struggle of understanding each other. That's the natural theme of Pushya. All right. So, guys, this was something that I needed to discuss here with Jupiter transiting in the nakshatra of Pushya. So now, just by knowing all these themes and results, let's dive into the predictions of each and every ascendant. All right. So before I move ahead with the Muhurat chart and the zodiac signs, let me tell you first, look towards your ascendant zodiac sign that holds the highest priority. Then look for your Chandra chart. Look for your moon zodiac sign. All right. So let me share my screen. All right. So we are going to have, actually, we have had Capricorn rising and Uttara Ashad Nakshatra to be the rising at the point when Jupiter transited into the nakshatra of Pushya. All right. Here we have Jupiter in the seventh house, conjunct Venus, and also Moon in Ashlesha at the same time. So we are not going to go into much of the depth because we are talking about the nakshatras here, not the placements, right? Actually, they are one of the placements, but we are talking particularly about nakshatras, so we'll make it precise. Here, we are going to learn about the wisdom through our relationships and through our interactions with others. We are going to learn lessons. We are going to learn to grow, learn to prosper, and heal ourselves, expand our qualities through our interactions with others. That's simply what it means. But also, one negative factor it attaches to itself is that there can be a lot of rigidity into the interactions, into us projecting our opinions. A lot of rigidity, which is stopping the fluidity of the zodiac sign of Cancer. So the lesson is to work on ourselves, to learn what morals we are getting out of all the situations, out of all the interactions we are having. We must learn how to bring in balance and how to bring our conflicts to an end. That's the reason we have Mars in Kritika in the fourth house and Sun and Mercury in the sixth house. We need to calculatively evaluate our conflicts. We need to work upon ourselves, and we need to bring in a strong foundation with our communication. So, all those things which we have learned till now about what could be the result or theme of Jupiter's transit in Pushya Nakshatra, that's very evidently seen upon the Muhurat chart. But one more thing is there that I do see a very, strong sense of dependency, you can say, or inclination towards materialistic side of life. We have Jupiter in the seventh house, while we have this Muhurat chart. So this Jupiter is in a house of desires, right? It's one of the karma sthan. So we desire something. We desire things to move, things to happen for us. But we are lacking the foundation. And that's why Jupiter is here. That's what Jupiter needs to do now. Because it's in the nakshatra of Saturn. It needs us to get solid on our ground so that we can appreciate what we shall receive with the blessings of Jupiter. All right. So now let's talk about the Capricorn zodiac sign. For Capricorn, Jupiter is in the seventh house. Straightforward prediction that in order to gain recognition, in order to expand your charm, you can say, or your recognition out there, you're forgetting to establish the strength of the relationships. You somehow might have been ignoring your very, very important relationships because you are receiving attention from so many other people. So, sometimes this happens that we get so much of attention from the outer world, from the public, maybe out of fame, maybe out of, that we have just turned very smart, we have worked on our appearance, we are getting so much of attention that we forget the ones who have been there while no one was there for us. That's what this stands for. That's the lesson we need to learn. So the blessings, of course, we understood Jupiter's transit in Cancer with the videos that we have already done with Jupiter's transit in Cancer. Now we are just learning the karma attached to the Pushya Nakshatra. So in order to have the blessings, have the beautiful blessings of it, we must understand that we need to work on the foundation and stability of our relationships. We need not to forget it because now we are being recognized. We are receiving the attention. All right. Now, next we have the zodiac sign of Aquarius. For Aquarius individuals, Jupiter is in the sixth house. Aquarius individuals are so focused on getting done with their conflicts and on their work that you guys are missing on it, that you are also creating enemies alongside. You're expanding your competition alongside. So be aware of your competition, be aware of your enemies at the same time. You might be working so hard, you might be working and doing so much of strategicness, so much of things that needs to be balanced, so much of work that needed to be done. You are doing it so much that you forgot in the way while you moving towards your goal that You're creating enemies as well. You're expanding your competition as well, right? So that's what is being ignored and what needs your attention so that whatever you earn now, whatever you are creating now, has no disturbance further, has no obstacle further. So this could be about some travel, this could be about a new job, this could be about a new endeavor, this could be about visa applications, this could be about anything which is important for you and for which you're working. This could even be for your health. It can also be there that in order to achieve your livelihood, you're ignoring your health. So one thing you are getting, but the another thing you are ignoring, and that's what is going to give you the lesson with this Pushya. All right. Now, quickly for the zodiac sign of Pisces. For Pisces individuals, Jupiter is transiting into the fifth house. You're trying to expand your knowledge, expand your expertise, expand your creative self, expand and do what you love. But maybe in that journey, you're forgetting something. You're forgetting the value of that knowledge. You're forgetting being, you know, practicing that knowledge, being an expert of that knowledge. And for some individuals who are married, who have children, you're forgetting your children. In order to expand your investments, in order to expand what you have, in order to expand your wealth, take firm decisions, you're forgetting your children. Or actually, I won't say it's the other way around for some of you, that you're focusing so much on your children that you are ignoring what? Okay. So here we go. It could also be that you are focusing so much on the children that you might be ignoring your romantic life. You might be ignoring your partner, and that's creating conflicts within your partnerships, your love. So the the theory to be understood around this is that the focus is becoming too streamlined into that area that it is neglecting the other areas. So the blessings, the gift box, just treat those blessings like gift box. Until unless you'll open it, how are you going to see what's inside it? How you are going to see what have you got? All right. So that's what it represents. So you need to get in balance and be impartial for everything and for everyone in your surroundings. If money is important, if creativity is important, if doing what you love is important, then equally the people that matter to you, the people that make you feel loved, are also important. All right. Next, we have the zodiac sign of Aries. For Aries individuals, we have Jupiter in the fourth house. So, Jupiter being in the fourth house, you are focusing on creating comforts for yourself, for the others in your surroundings. You want to expand your home structure, and even your family. But in order to do so, you have not healed yourself from within when it comes to emotions. Maybe you are trying to feel comforted from the outside, But what about inside? Fourth house is house of mental peace. It's the satisfaction that you have. It's the stability. It's the strong foundation of your life. So you might be getting what you want. You might have gotten the car that you wanted, the phone that you wanted. You might have gotten the property that you wanted. But ask to yourself, are you satisfied? Are you happy internally? Are you literally happy? Not just because you got all of things, but from within. That's because you haven't healed yourself from the inside. You haven't addressed the issues that you have felt since a long time. You haven't sacrificed for your home, for your people you love, for your mother as much as you wanted to do. And that makes you still bother on the inside. And that's what needs to be addressed here. That's what Jupiter and Pushya would make you do and make you address. Now, next we have the zodiac sign of Taurus. For Taurus individuals, we have Jupiter in the third house. You have a lot of ideas. You are bringing your ideas into life. You have ideas. You are trying to make it into presence in your life, to like you are improvising your skills, you're learning about your skills, about what you can do, how you can, do better, expand your connections, expand your opportunities, fulfill your little desires to the highest of desires, everything. But in that journey, the thing that is compromised is the quality of your efforts, the quality of your skills, the quality of the hard work you're putting in. Ask to yourself, and I think you know the answer. Are you doing what is necessary? Are you doing it enough? How your communication is being? Is your communication grounded or it is up in the air? When Jupiter comes in the third house, I always tell the individuals, be humble, be grounded. Do not exaggerate anything or anything that you have. Do not brag about it. Jupiter doesn't want to do that. It's in a situation, in a position of a trick house, of a karma house, of an bacha house, that it is made to do all those things out of FOMO, fear of missing out. So that's why it's the time to strengthen your foundation of your relationships with your closest friends, closest relatives, and your siblings. Things that were not addressed needs to be addressed. Things, the way they were not appreciated, now they have to be appreciated, because otherwise some situation would come around and the universe would eventually put you in a situation to do so. Right? Now, next we have the zodiac sign of Gemini. So for Gemini individuals, Jupiter is in the second house. You're focusing so much on collecting the wealth, earning the money, expanding your finances, expanding your lifestyle, that you're forgetting your relationship with the family. You're forgetting the quality of your health, the quality of your finances, the value that comes with the second house. Second house is actually how much we appreciate, how much we value something. A diamond would not be a diamond if There was no one to say that, yes, this is made with a lot of hard work, so it has to be valued. So you're not valuing something very important, something that attaches you with your culture, something that attaches you with your traditions, your lineage, your family, your relationships, your household. Yeah, maybe you're doing very well when it comes to finances. Maybe it's beautifully happening for you. But while you are enjoying that, something is getting missed out. All right. So for the zodiac sign of Cancer, we have Jupiter in the first house itself. You are learning the lessons already. You're learning the lessons and you are getting the blessings as well. You're feeling blessed. But what you are doing with these blessings, what you're doing with all of this optimism, all of this full of life, what you're feeling right now, are you helping someone else? Are you advising others because of your experiences that you have had? If not, then that's what is needed with this Jupiter in Pushya. Do not be self-absorbed. Do not be so absorbed in yourself that you forget that others have heart too. Do not be so absorbed with your emotions that you forget that others do have emotions too. They can also be hurt. They can also feel unwell. They can also feel like you are just piercing them with your communication. It's the time you're growing. You're growing and you are glowing. All the Cancerians out there. But at the same time, you need to give a part of your blessings to others as well so that you can multiply it. All right. Next, we have the zodiac sign of Leo. For Leo individuals, Jupiter is transiting in Pushya in the 12th house. You're so focused on either spirituality or on your isolated self, maybe your peace, most prominently, your peace. You're so focused on that you're forgetting that there are certain responsibilities that needs to be taken care of, that needs to be addressed. Jupiter coming into the 12th house in Pushya, you cannot move away from your responsibilities. Howsoever free bird you are, howsoever you are feeling optimistic to just be in your own world, be in your own world where no one bothers you. Whether it's through spirituality, whether it's through addiction, right? There are responsibilities you need to take care of when it comes to finances. You will have to provide in terms of finances, and you will have to provide yourself for your health. So Jupiter in the 12th house makes you visit hospitals. And here, definitely you need to take care of your health. You need to get better with your health. And definitely, despite of, regardless of whether it's about you or it's about anyone else in your family, you will have to visit hospitals, maybe to see a friend, maybe to see a relative, or to get some things related to yourself done. All right. So, what you need to address is your responsibilities, your well being. All right. Next, we have the zodiac sign of Virgo. For Virgo individuals, Jupiter is in the 11th house. See, the thing is, Jupiter being in 11th house is a beautiful placement to expand one's desires, to fulfill one's desires, to expand one's social circle as well. So, whatever you are desiring, whatever you are wanting to have from the longest time, or whatever you have worked for, you are getting that. You're expanding your circle, your social circle as well. But the 11th house, the other side of the 11th house is your social responsibilities, is your philanthropy nature. When you feel affected by anything bad or injustice happening for the others. And when Jupiter is coming in Pushya in the 11th house, do not ignore if you see someone in problem. Do not just ignore and move away from that. That's your karmic lesson. You need to fight. You need to help. You need not to forget your social responsibilities just because you are achieving what you desired, just because you are able to fulfill all your desires. You need not to forget your duties, your commitment. That's not just the 10th house, it's also the 11th house. It's just the difference is that the 10th house creates the responsibilities that you have to fulfill, and the 11th house are more of your own choice. All right. So, with Jupiter in the 11th house in Pushya, also there can be issues with the elder sibling or with the friend circle because of you feeling very high of yourself, you feeling very overly optimistic of yourself. All right. Now, next we have the zodiac sign of Libra. For Libra individuals, we have Jupiter in the 10th house. You are expanding your career. You are expanding, you're getting recognized by people for your career, for your skills and everything, but you are ignoring your social responsibilities. See, social responsibilities is not just towards the society, but it's actually towards our surroundings. See, your responsibility towards your family, towards your parents, towards your children, that is also a part of social responsibility. Your responsibility towards this land on which you live, the society that you live in, the people who are a part of your society and are suffering, that is also your social responsibility. All right. So all of these, do not miss out on this because otherwise your image can get affected. Because 10,000 is the image, is the way people look at you. So people right now are being basically recognizing you. They are recognizing your abilities. But do not get so strong-headed. Do not let it get to your head that you end up destroying it. You end up, you know, contracting the 10th house because right now it's expanding and which is very, very good, right? So there are certain things regarding your career, regarding your social responsibilities that are being neglected, which needs to be addressed. And you need to come down and set yourself on the ground. You need to be a little grounded. But definitely a very fame oriented placement, a very recognizing placement. Now, next we have the zodiac sign of Scorpio. For Scorpio individuals, Jupiter is in the 9th house. Definitely the fortune is on your side. You're learning a lot of things. You're growing, you're learning, you're expanding your skills, you're expanding your understanding. You're expanding your luck. Things are working in your favor. But at the same time, you are over establishing your morals. The flexibility with your morals, with your duties, with your understanding of your belief system is getting too rigid. Try and welcome opinion of others because you are neglecting your actual duties towards the others. Ninth house Jupiter makes a person feel very high of themselves when it comes to the knowledge that they have. But one must know that Jupiter blesses with fortune, either materialistic or of wisdom, only to those who can help others with it rather than brag about it in front of others, rather than use it for their own benefit. So that's what Jupiter is basically giving here the lesson. And you might also have a lack of similar opinion or lack of, some sort of burst out or control issues, some things that you have not talked about, especially with your father, with your mentors, with your gurus. And that needs to be addressed now. And that might come out in a very ugly way because of the ego attached to it. So all things are good. All things materialistically, luck-wise, everything is good. But the lesson attached to the nakshatra of Saturn has to play out there. So it's good if you yourself step up and be humble and acknowledge the conflicts happening over there in the ninth house. And you definitely have to strategize for something. You have to strategize for, a kind of like it's not a literal war or battle, but a kind of such a situation. All right. Now, lastly, we have the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. For Sagittarius individuals, your Jupiter is in the eighth house. In order to focus upon building wealth, building assets, you have forgotten your responsibilities and duties towards your marriage, towards the people you love, towards the family of not just your family. You might be doing towards them, but the family of your spouse, your in-laws. It is very, very important that you do not forget to be secretive about certain things. And especially for Sagittarius individuals, I would suggest you be secretive of your wealth, of your success. Because Jupiter definitely is expanding your eighth house. It's giving you so much of knowledge. It is making you aware of so many of secrets you didn't know of. It is expanding your joint assets with your spouse. It is giving you that money, that finances. It is growing you, not just growing you as a person, but it's growing you as an individual. It's giving you the growth. But this Jupiter will also have the potential to expand the unpredictability of your life, unpredictability of your surroundings. So you're neglecting certain responsibilities towards your relationships and towards certain secrets that you know. See, even if someone talks to you about their problems, that also has to be confidential. That also has to be secret. Now, it's the matter of your dependency. Like, should people be dependable? Like, you are dependable for others? Should people depend on you? But also with that, it's your time to heal yourself. The emotions that you have just, you know, cluttered one upon other. You've just thrown one upon other. You have not addressed the hidden emotions, the hidden hurt, the hidden feelings. That will also have the potential to come out. Either you heal them by acknowledging it, talking about it with at the right place at the right time, or it might come as a burst out. So Jupiter coming in Pushya into your eighth house will heal you from the inside, will heal your generational trauma, childhood trauma, and even the hurt that you have gathered in the past. All right. So, guys, this was my analysis about Jupiter transiting into the nakshatra of Pushya. I hope it was worth the wait, and I hope it gives you good insights into this topic. All right. We'll see you next time. Bye bye. Take care.